Hey, welcome to Dejuan's Aerial Quad channel. We have made it back into Missouri. I almost stopped on the East Cape side over in Illinois, but there's so many vehicles right behind me, and I wasn't sure if there were any good spots to pull off. There probably were a couple, but we didn't end up doing that. So here I am over here on the Missouri side. We're looking at the Emerson Bridge. I think Bill Emerson Bridge is what they call this one. The classic. We have flown in Cape before, and if I'm thinking, I'll link that here in this video. We were down actually a little ways down the river, or up the river I should say, north, at the big casino, or past the big casino, where there's the casino there. We were somewhere right around there where the crosshairs are. So, still flying in the in Cape Girardeau, just a bit of a different area. I'm actually in the River Campus parking lot here at the local university, Southeast Missouri State, SEMO. The River Campus is a beautiful place. It's got all of their fine arts. So they got their band and their choir, orchestra, visual arts, dance, theater, all of that at this university happens here. There's a nice shot of Cape Girardeau proper. Now, there is a large brick building, or several large brick buildings here right near me, so I'm going to need to keep this pretty high up while I'm at this angle. Just about back over hovering over Illinois now. And I've just on AirAware, there is an airport that's fairly active in Cape, and it's the south side of Cape. Campus security is driving through the lot here, but this is all public. Shouldn't be any issues. Yeah, this I'm on the southern end of Cape, so as long as I don't go north or don't go south, shouldn't be any kind of issue. I don't think we could even see the airport from here, but it is large enough that they do operate some, I believe, some jets, smaller jets. But it's a big enough regional airport that it is restricted. Like earlier, Perryville was not restricted at all, their airport. But not the case here. I'll fly around a little bit. Last time I was in Cape, I was kind of down in a hole where I was set up, and I couldn't see a whole lot of the town. Hopefully, today that won't be an issue. Like, for instance, you got the very cool Catholic church here. It's a late 1800s construction, and it looks it. Similarly, the seminary building was here, and that's actually part of the college campus now. It's not this one right here, but the one behind it, the older one it's got the little bell tower there. They've added onto it, but that is still the guts of the original building for the Catholic seminary here in Cape Girardeau, also from the 1800s. So yeah, this building here. Then when SEMO purchased that and purchased the land, they built this large one here first. And then probably 10 years ago, they built this addition. That's where they have dorms and cafeteria, things like that. So it's kind of a self-sustained campus if you are in the fine arts. Now, this is the base of the original bridge. It was built in 1928. And it went straight on across. And I don't think the Illinois side has any evidence of the old bridge. Let's just go in a straight line and see if we spot anything. Hey, there's a water tower. I wonder if we can make it over there. We'll see. Are there any water towers in Cape? I don't think about that. Zoomed in all the way. Hopefully the audio is recording. I started the video recording before I even got the mic out of the case. So it may or may not be hearing anything from me right now. Alright, so there is a clearing right here that maybe, I mean, that's where the bridge itself starts on the current model, so maybe just a straight line right here was the old bridge. Seems plausible. Okay, connection's getting spotty. Come back over to Missouri. Pop up altitude. Yeah, SEMO is on spring break right now, so there aren't very many cars here in the parking lot. Typically, I imagine this is pretty full. And then they have a big auditorium, seats probably 1,000, 1,200 maybe. That's here. You can see the part that sticks up high. That's the where the flies and everything go. Oh, speaking of, you weren't talking about that at all. I am still in auto. So I've got the ND32. I'm still rocking that. I'm just going to use that all day, as I have been already. I think the last flight I've stayed in auto the whole time. So we'll fix that for this one. But yeah, I don't know if I see any water towers in Cape. We didn't make it to that one, in East Cape. Yeah, this might be a water towerless town. Alright, now that, way out in the distance, that is by Trail of Tears. And it was one of my first Mini 5 Pro videos. I was doing some hiking at the Trail of Tears State Park, and I saw this, and I contemplated how tall it must be. Because if it was roughly the same starting altitude of where I was, it was at least 800 feet. And I've never dug into it to try to find exactly how tall that is. Maybe one of these days I'll do that.
Max altitude reached.
Very good. So, Cape Girardeau, a bit of a sprawling town here. There is a lot of old residential areas. There's some industry. There's a lot of retail. The old street, what's this? That's the big sports complex. I got 5 or 6 baseball fields over there. Pretty neat. Something's burning here. Hopefully that's on purpose, but that's a lot of smoke. But the old main street here, the main drag, is called Broadway. And we'll push on over that direction. It runs perpendicular to the river. So as you're heading down the hill, you're looking at the mighty Mississippi. And here, that tower, that's at least used to be the local news channel owned that. I think they maybe still do. I don't know for sure. But that means here is Broadway. This is the old main drag. Take you down to the river. Take you out to the business loop for I-55. So we, of course, can't get really low, and I wouldn't necessarily want to in such a densely populated area. But Broadway, they call it. And then you head on up. There's some really neat old buildings. Like there's a music store called Shivelbein. It's the family who's owned it for generations. But it's a 3, 4, or 5 stories. I'm not sure what, but that store owns that entire building. And it's very old construction. It's got... it's all brick, of course. And they've just, the way they use all the different floors of it is neat to see. They've got an ancient elevator, like a freight elevator, that I've seen used before. It's pretty sketchy. It's very cool. Right here is the crown jewel of Cape Girardeau. This is called Burritoville. And it is just the finest burrito establishment you can imagine, with a terrible parking lot most of the time. It's not very busy right now. Spring break. It is, what time is it? We're a bit after 4 on a Thursday. So, yeah, not exactly peak hours, but yeah, that parking lot is absolutely jam-packed most of the time around meal times. So I might try to head over there after I finish this flight. What else we got? So right here, of course, this is the main part of the campus, of SEMO's campus. They got the football stadium, and I have not seen it since they finished renovating the stands. So we up high enough over all that. That's good. Yeah, this looked nothing like this a few years ago. So much fancier. The Red Hawks, as their mascot has been for a while. They at one point were the Indians for a long time, but they're the Red Hawks. This was an old dorm that was nasty, and I don't think anyone will miss it. I don't know what they're going to build there. But that's the big library called Kent Library. And then their probably most famous building is Academic Hall. It's got the copper dome. And a few years ago, they did a treatment on that copper. It was just, think Statue of Liberty, tarnish, green, patina, whatever you want to call it. It looked just like that, and I thought it looked great, but they decided they wanted to give it some kind of treatment. They never brought it back to like shiny copper, but they did give it this color now. So it looks fine. But yeah, a lot of buildings here on their campus.
Max altitude reached.
This here is called Towers Complex. That's the largest set of dorms. I think each one has 12 stories. You can count if you wish. And there's the old parking lot back here somewhere. It's not that, but that is a big parking lot. That's one of the newer buildings. Is it back here? Yeah, that's the big old parking lot. They called it Pig Lot because many years ago, that's where the ag department actually had fields down there, and they had livestock. So Pig Lot, they called it. Then we got the sports practice fields. Good ways on down, we're not going to get that far, is the actual baseball field where the college team plays their games. And we're about to lose our connection. Can't get any higher. Let's start coming back toward. So yeah, I am a SEMO grad. You may have ascertained, because unlike some places I fly, I actually know stuff about this one. So we'll mosey on back this direction now. How about a nice view here to end things? Old Cape Girardeau, Missouri, with the view of East Cape there on the Illinois side. That looks as good as any as far as an ending view. Again, I hope you can hear all of this. If not, I'll have to re-record it all. Hopefully, that's not an issue. Before I forget to mention, which I am prone to do on occasion, thanks to Dead Armadillo Sounds for all the music. Always appreciate everything Zach does for us here. Thanks for watching Dejuan's Aerial Quad channel, and I do hope that I see you next time.